really, this is when the colonies were like, listen, we're not going to keep paying for our own obedience, right? So the Sugar Act was in 1764. And if you remember from the last episode, between 1760 and 1770, the amount of coffee that was being advertised for sale in the colonial newspapers went up 25%. So right in the middle of that, there was the Sugar Act. And then the Stamp Act was right away in 1765, so a year later, so that was the Stamp Act. Then the Townshend Acts in 1767, so this was now glass, lead, paint, paper, and tea. So tea was actually taxed at the 3 pence under the Townshend Acts, not just under that additional Tea Act that came later. And in 1770, a lot of the Townshend duties had been repealed except for the tea tax. That one stayed. The British East India Company was struggling financially. And in 1773, after the Townshend Act had been repealed, the tea tax stayed. So the Tea Act was actually a company bailout for the British East India Trading Company, if we're going to be honest. It was 3 pence a pound on the tea, and it was supposed to be a bailout for a financially troubled company that was owned by the British Empire. And really, this is when the colonies were like, listen, we're not going to keep paying for our own obedience, right? So we are going to keep covering British needs without representation, without the rights of citizenship. We draw the line at giving a bailout to another company, merchant company.